G'day guys and welcome to this Matt Shack Travels. Today we're going to be talking about Airbnb and some of the tips that you need to know before using the app, because honestly I wish I knew this before I rented some of the rooms in Airbnb. Let's get cracking. When it comes to Airbnb, it's not a bad system. You get to rent a room from a person, you get it usually cheaper than at a hotel, and you get the convenience of sometimes a bit of Wi-Fi thrown in depending on the country and obviously the availability of it. But there are some things that they don't tell you on the tin. One thing I would say is crucial, and I really wish they would add this to the little messenger that you get when you start renting properties. You get to talk to the owners directly through a little app that's built in, and it's great, but it's basic. That's the big killer. It's basic. When Facebook Messenger you can send messages like pictures and all that through that, and this you can only send text. It's such a shame, because honestly I would love to have the ability to be able to get a picture of the front of the property, and that's one of my biggest tips for you guys. If you ever do Airbnb, ask for a picture of the front of the property after you pay for it or rent it, because it will help you find it. I can't stress how many times I went to an area, I was so close to the property. It was pretty much every time except for one of the properties, because it was well described. I walked past it. That's the problem, because I don't know what I'm looking for. When you've got something like a hotel chain, you'll know where they are. When it comes to Airbnb, you've just got Google Maps, a basic Google Maps, and when you're in a country like Japan, everything's a little bit different because of how they structure things, how they say things in the sentence of making, for example, when it comes to addresses and stuff like that, it's a lot different to being in Australia. Our addressing system is different to theirs, and so on. That can get very confusing when you're sort of scouring this area, this district, for the house, because you don't know what it looks like. And so yeah, that's what I would definitely say to that. The next big thing I would say is this. I don't know if it can be fixed, but I think Airbnb could incorporate their own map app, because it seems to, whatever the person puts into it, because I believe it's just using Google Maps at the end of the day, but some of the places that you get, you'll get a little picture of a map essentially, and it shows where the place is as soon as you pay for it, of course. As soon as you pay for it, you get the actual location, and it will show you a little map of where it is and the address underneath of it, which is fantastic. Until you tap on it to open up Google Maps or any other map app, and it doesn't understand it, because some of the places, the people put the whole building name and the floor of where you're meant to be staying, but the problem is Google Maps doesn't know sometimes that. I can definitely speak for Google Maps. It sometimes doesn't know. So you're going to have to use a little bit of instinct and sort of pin out which word or which letter or which phrase or so on in that jumble of letters and characters, essentially, because unfortunately I can't read hiragana, katakana or kanji. I'm terrible like that. I cannot do any of that. So I sort of just had to guess, and I sort of started picking at the words and deleting them until I was able to match my map, my Google map, with the map on the app, on the Airbnb app I should say. That fixed it up tremendously, and after that I had no problems. But that can turn some people off, because some people are in a foreign country and they don't have time to be looking at an app and trying to figure out what do I need to delete to be able to get the map to show up on my Google Maps. Because the problem is the one that's on Airbnb doesn't have GPS lock, you don't get much to see, and it's pretty hard to distinguish where you are. So that's a big thing, and I think Airbnb could most likely fix that issue, but we'll have to wait and see. But that's something to take into account. An off topic on this is always have a good phone. I cannot stress having a good phone. I had a rubbish phone. That's my problem. I'll do a review on it very soon, but it just jammed all the time. So when you're using Google Maps, which is not the most intensive app on any phone, and it locks up, that's a bad deal for everybody. Especially when you're on a train, hurtling hundreds of kilometers away from another town, and it's... I tell you, you sometimes get a bit worried that, am I going to make it? Because this stupid app won't open, and it's sort of like your lifesaver. So I'm personally a person who doesn't like to have one mode of sort of finding my place, but the problem is something like Japan, there is no English, or very minimal English, I will say. Tokyo is pretty good. Osaka's not very good with its English. It does have a few English characters, so that's nice. I don't expect it, but it's nice that they do include it sometimes. Kyoto was pretty much as good as Tokyo when it comes to English characters everywhere. So they're the 3 places I did visit, by the way, and I managed to get around pretty well. So I will give something that Japan was very easy to navigate, but with the restrictions on my phone, it made it very challenging in some places, especially with the god-awful Wi-Fi that was actually built into the phone. That was also another killer. But anyway, besides that, thank you very much, you guys, for watching. If you enjoyed that, smack that like button. If you didn't, dislike it. And if you could, share this video around to help your friends if they're planning on doing a trip on Airbnb. This might help them out. Anyway, my name's Matt. Hope you enjoyed watching this Matt Shack Travel Top Tips. And I'll see you guys next time.